Hi, how you doing? And welcome back to another video on the channel. What we have for you today is our team selection video for Game Week 22. I wanted to get this video out as soon as the Man United and Leeds FA Cup games had been decided last night. So I've already decided what I wanted to do with my team. You had a bit of time to think before this weekend. And with price rise and price drops probably coming into effect, I didn't want to lose out anymore. So I've actually decided to go with option 3 from the previous video. So that is Martial to Nketiah and Patterson to Martinez. And it only gives me zero point 0.1 in the bank now because I missed out on a price drop from Patterson and a price rise from Nketiah. So I did think, now is the time to act. Obviously, there might be injuries or whatever this week before game week 22, but I didn't, want to be priced out of making these moves. And what it's left me with is a pretty strong bench, to be honest. And we'll talk about that when we get into sort of the full team preview in a second. But looking at fixtures moving forward, I think this game week is a fantastic game week. If you've still got your triple captaincy chip, if you didn't use it on Haaland already, I think you absolutely use it on someone like Rashford or Fernandez in this game week, depending on who you've got. There's nothing like worth to save it for. Man United's fixtures are so good having Crystal Palace and Leeds at home. I think you're never going to get a better game week. And I think, yeah, you might hold out for Haaland, and hope for double home fixtures for Man City later in the season. But there's no guarantee that that will happen, and there's no guarantee that Haaland will play in that. If Man City are, qualifying into the later stage of the Champions League, or they're going for a few different trophies, Rashford and Fernandes are both going to play in these game weeks. They're playing two teams whose defenses are not that great. Um, so I would absolutely use it in this game week. So onto my team, and the defense is looking pretty good, to be honest. We've got double Man United defense, and a big factor of why I went for Martinez over someone like Fernandez was that I thought, looking at those fixtures, Leeds and Palace, they don't tend to score loads of goals, especially recently, and they both played at home, so you would always fancy the home team to keep those clean sheets. If one of those games was away, it maybe change my opinion of what I was thinking, but I think the double Man United defence will work really well. Double Newcastle defence has really paid off since the World Cup. So I do quite like that. Another reason was I could have got Fernandes in for De Bruyne, but Man City obviously have another double in Game Week 23, and that is Aston Villa and Arsenal. And I thought, if I bring in Fernandes, then I'm going to want to get back De Bruyne in the next game week. And whilst that could be quite a good move if there was nothing else to do with my team, I think I could swap another player out for an Arsenal player and then have six double game week players from Arsenal Man City in game week 23 rather than five. And then I still maximise the double game week for Man United this game week. So I was kind of in my thinking, I think the Arsenal defence is quite easy to get in, and I could still, even transfer somebody like Rashford if I wanted to be really bold out to like an Odegaard or a Martinelli. And up front, that's looking pretty good to me. We've obviously got Kane and Haaland playing each other. Brought in Nketiah. I think that's something that will be really good looking forward, not just to this game week, but like the double game week we've just spoken about. It's kind of half setting me up for that as well. So I'm really happy with that move. And the bench is looking pretty strong. And we said we talk about it. And I'm at the stage now where I'm thinking, oh, I don't really want to bench Dan Burn, or I don't really want to bench Andreas, or I'm benching a Man City defender. The whole reason Kyle Walker's at the back of the bench is because he's not playing consistently. Um, I think I might move Dan Burn to first sub. It was kind of between him and Mitoma. Uh, Newcastle obviously have that home fixture, and they are a walking clean sheet at the moment. But I do think Mitoma's also on form, and Bournemouth defence isn't great, so I've decided to go with the attacking player for this game week. It might, not be great in the outcome, but the decision making seems pretty solid. So I'm really happy with the squad, and I'm pretty much one move away from having like a bench that I would want to bench boost with. Not saying that I'm in any danger going to do it this week. I'm absolutely going to wait for a double game week for your bench boost. And I think, if you've saved it to this stage, absolutely fine to do that. But I do think that if you have got a pretty strong bench at this stage and all your players are going to play and they've got good fixtures, I do think, playing a bench boost isn't the worst thing in the world. Ideally a double game week, but sometimes it's like we say, like a double game, it might come around and one or two of your bench players might be injured and you might not have the transfers to use it. You might end up taking some hits. And, there might be that rotation thing like we talked about Haaland with the double game week later on in the season. There's no guarantee that your players are always going to play both games. They've obviously got more of a chance. But I do think, if you have a good opportunity to use your triple captaincy like this week, or you use your bench boost if your team has just fallen into that, I think you just use it. I think sometimes people can hang on to these chips too much. Anyway, that's the team. I'm pretty happy with it. I'm absolutely going to captain Rashford. There's no doubt in my mind that I'm going to captain Rashford, and he will be the best option for this game week. So let me know what you think. Thank you for all the support on the previous video as well. By the way, I forgot to say at the start. Uh, really grateful for all those likes. And yeah, thank you for the continued support. Really appreciate it. I will see you in the next one.